Vaccine trials, as we talked about yesterday here on Live at 4, are coming to Madison, and researchers are asking for your help.
UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff will be the first person in Madison to get the trial vaccine. He joins us now to talk about that and other coronavirus news. Doctor, good to see you again.
Hi, Dr. Potoff.
Hi, good to see both of you.
So in case people haven't heard about this, tell what's going on at UW-Madison with this phase 3 trial.
Yeah, I mean, we're incredibly proud of our teams here, but essentially we are going to enroll approximately 1,600 individuals into a phase 3 trial to test the Oxford University AstraZeneca vaccine. In the quest to prove that it's a safe and effective vaccine, we want to make sure we know those things before we would broadly distribute that vaccine. So we're going to start enrolling people to get that vaccine and then follow them over 2 years to find out, is it safe? Is it effective? Does it do what we want it to do?
And you're going to roll up your sleeve and be the first person to get a dose of the vaccine. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, you know, I'm excited to do that. I've been talking with the team for a long time. I fully understand the risks and benefits. This vaccine is performing really well. The side effects so far have been very low. And I think all of us are just so tired of coronavirus. We're tired of the sickness. We're tired of people dying and tired of our lives being disrupted. And if I can volunteer and help get us one step closer to closing the chapter on coronavirus, I'm willing to do that.
We just talked about perhaps the FDA using an emergency use authorization program before a phase 2 trial is complete to approve a vaccine. How dangerous is that?
You know, it really depends on what the data is showing. So what we can't do is make a decision that would potentially put at risk, you know, hundreds of millions of Americans because of our desire to have a vaccine. Instead of really looking at the data and understanding, is it safe? And is it effective? Now, you may not need the entire trial and all of the different subgroups to be completely understood before approving it for emergency use, but you do need to know that it's safe, and you have to be sure that it's effective, or we shouldn't be approving it.
Is this the AstraZeneca vaccine that has showed so much promise in tests in England, the one that's coming here to the UW?
Yeah, it's a very promising vaccine. There are probably, I think, over 10,000 people who have been injected in other parts of the world, and it's showing good response, high levels of neutralizing antibodies, killer T cells. These are things that most successful vaccines elicit. So, you know, it's still early data, but it looks really promising.
You said you're going to follow these volunteers for 2 years. Does that mean this phase 3 is going to go on for 2 years?
Yeah, so it'll enroll for 8 weeks. So we'll here at UW enroll 1,600 people in 8 weeks, but then researchers will follow those participants for 2 years. And one of the reasons to do that is to see how long does immunity last. You know, if immunity only lasts for a year, that's a much different picture than if at the end of 2 years, people are still showing very strong response to the virus.
I understand you've had quite a strong response to requests for people to sign up for this so far.
Yeah, the support has been really overwhelming. But within 24 hours of our announcement that we would be taking people, we've had over 1,000 people call us, email us, let us know that they're interested in being part of this trial. And I think all of us are just ready for this to be over. And if we're able to, you know, do this trial and show that this vaccine is effective, there's a lot of people willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are not willing to do that.
Yeah, I think, you know, we have a bit of a culture where some people are not on board necessarily with the whole idea of vaccines. But, you know, quite frankly, vaccines are probably like the greatest thing that medical science has brought to us in the last 50 to 100 years, effectively eradicating diseases that otherwise, you know, paralyzed and crippled people. So a vaccine is a very powerful tool that we have in the year 2020 to fight diseases.
And it's quite amazing how quickly this got developed. I mean, it took 4 years for the polio vaccine to be developed.
Yeah, the speed of development has been really spectacular. I think even more spectacular is that the speed of development hasn't necessarily cut corners. I think that's what a lot of us were worried about, that we would cut corners and take risks that would be unacceptable. For the most part, it's been tremendous resource investment to do something in a, you know, just, you know, 8-9 months that otherwise would have taken years.
All right, I don't know if you need any more help, but if people want to get involved, here's how you can do it. We have the information on the screen. Go to Is that
C19vaccinestudy.com. It's a little difficult to read that. 1,600 participants is what they're looking for. Or if you don't have a computer and you have other questions, you can call 608-262-8300. Dr. Potoff, we wish you the best of luck.
Good luck.
We're looking forward to following the progress of this.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bet.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.